So Chadwick Boseman was used by the Golden Globes, in my opinion, to get away from some controversy they've been receiving as of late, and I think that is really disgusting when you get down to it. Now, when I'm covering this, too, I don't want you to get this twisted. I'm not saying that Chadwick Boseman didn't deserve an award. What I'm saying is I question the motives of the Golden Globes doing this, especially considering all of the controversy that has come up as of late. See, the mainstream media has decided to uniformly cancel the Golden Globes. And when I say cancel it, I mean literally. Listen to this. The Golden Globes are a hideabout institution that should probably be junked in favor of something else. It's doubtful they could do anything bad enough to actually lose their contract with NBC or their solid viewership. But if any Golden Globe ceremony was going to risk sending the awards down the tank, it was this one. The 2021 Golden Globes were simply putrid. Maybe it's time to come up with something new. Over and over again, we see this attack, and look at who's doing it. CNN Opinion. Do we even need the Golden Globes? Deadline. Golden Globes TV review. Technical glitches weren't the only disasters on the tone-deaf. Notice that. Tone-deaf HFPA ceremony. Time. Don't blame Amy and Tina. The 2021 Golden Globes were always going to be a disaster. On and on and on. Now, what's absolutely hilarious about this is why all of this controversy has commenced. It's because of this expose by the LA Times asking who really gives out the Golden Globes. Well, it's a set of really quirky individuals and no black members. That's right. Not one black person is on this, despite Hollywood loving to stand up, loving to point their finger at you and I and saying we're somehow the problem. Now, the damage control with this, it was swift, by the way. You have everyone trying to distance themselves, and well, of course, you're going to have those fingers pointed, and I love it when the fingers point to Hollywood. Here's Ellen Pompeo, for example, penning an open letter to the HFPA, quote-unquote, white Hollywood amidst Golden Globe controversy. Pull up, show up, and get this issue resolved. This stuff is so good. So you and I, we're going to look a little bit at the controversy, but we're going to look at the cancellation attempts. They are far and wide. Yeah, today it's definitely a good day. Any day Hollywood needs to scramble when we see a bunch of elitists running around saying, no, I'm not the problem. Yeah, that's a good day indeed. So hey there to you fine folks, by the way. So first things first, the blowback from the LA Times. You can see this in one sentence. It's right here. While the HFPA's ranks include a number of people of color, there are no black members, a fact representatives the group is aware of and is quote-unquote committed to addressing. That's right. The group that's giving out the Golden Globes, they not only don't have black members, they're keenly aware of that idea. They didn't invite anyone in to do anything about it, but hey, they're committed to addressing this stuff right. Now, right after that news dropped, I knew that things that were going to get frisky this year, and we were going to have a lot of fun with it. Why? Because, well, look at these deadline articles. They really give you a feel for what happens. This is before the news drops. You can see basic headlines. After it, well, you would think that these are people trying to get off of a plague ship here. Yeah, they scramble like proverbial rats. You can see all of these celebrities, all of these institutions that love getting out there, back-patting themselves. They're setting the Golden Globes on fire. And hey, they deserve it, by the way. They absolutely do. Because the Golden Globes has told us for so long that they represent diversity, they represent inclusion. Well, apparently they only do it when. Now, color me conspiratorial, but you know that the Golden Globes, they're having issues. You know that they're getting blowback from CBS behind the scenes. CBS, after all, they've been getting that type of flack. They can't take these hits either. I'm going to talk about some of the moves that they're making to show you desperation in another video. But let's just say CBS is really desperate. And you remember this quote here. Well, I want to read you the second sentence again because this comes with a caveat. It's doubtful that you could do anything bad enough to actually lose their contract with NBC or their solid viewership. So it's doubtful that they could do that. Why? Because they have viewers. They have a contract there. But again, that comes with a caveat. If they're not diverse, if they're not inclusive, you know CBS is not going to deal with that. The mainstream, like I said, they've already turned on them. So they decide they're going to put on on a big show this time. Again, this is me saying this. You can see this in headlines like this from the same institutions with Deadline. Golden Globes, they tally diverse wins. They go through quite a few wins, too. And again, like I said, the Golden Globes, they know they have a problem. They know they need to put on a big show. So that's part of putting on the big show. I don't think it ended there, though. In my opinion, this is part of the big show. This is about staving off that article. And when you really think about that, when you think about Chadwick Boseman being given an award for specifically that, it doesn't make this award feel good. What it does is it makes the Golden Globes feel gross. It feels like they're using somebody, just like so many institutions have, by the way. Looking at you, Marvel. Looking at you, Disney. Yeah, I'm pointing right at you, too. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, but that umbrella guy, that really does sound conspiratorial, well, you have to think about the ceremony. You have to think about the damage control that was going on. You can see this in the Time article that's put out about it. You have the LA Times expose discussed. You have snubbing and undiscussed. And then you have this and a brief segment of the ceremony in which 3 HFPA officials offered wooden apologies and promised to create, quote unquote, an environment where diversity is the norm, didn't inspire much confidence that meaningful exchange was in the works for the organization. These are some of the worst headlines that you can have. And again, this comes up in every headline as this place is being blasted. Here are the Rolling Stones, for example. They talk about the Golden Globes 2021. This party, it could have been an email. Beyond that, too, they talk about the controversy and they talk about how messed up all of this was. Deadline offers the same thing. They tell you Golden Globes TV review, technical glitches weren't the only disasters on the tone-deaf HFPA ceremony. They bring up the fact that those apologies, they were very wooden. They don't go anywhere at all. Again, how do you think you get something canceled? You get it just like this. You also see it in this last example here. You can see it. And do we even need the Golden Globes? This is CNN. This is reaching one of the biggest audiences out there. And it brings up the fact that these folks up here, they may not have been funny. They may have not been interesting. But no, they're not to blame. The place is to blame. The Golden Globes are to blame. They're the ones that you should be shouting down. Again and again, like I said, that comes up. And when you think about that sentence here, yeah, how do you think you get canceled? Bam, just like that. So when you start looking at articles like this, and like I said, you start looking at articles like this, it makes you wonder. Not only does it make you wonder, it makes you feel like Chadwick Boseman was used. That doesn't set well with me today. It doesn't set well with me at all, but it doesn't surprise me either. I mean, that's Hollywood for you. That's these people that love to stand up. They love to point their finger, and they love to say, we're diverse, we're inclusive, you need to be like us, and yeah, you see exactly who they are. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. As always, too, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. And yeah, if you want to help out the channel, there are links in the description. This, it annoys me far, far worse than I can ever say. I mean, I hate displays like this. I really hate these elitists. I hate their ceremonies. Oh, man, I'm not calling for cancellation, but if they get canceled, man, you won't see any tears from me. But anyway, let me know what you think, and as always, thank you.